The world of electric vehicles is once again standing at a turning point. For many years, this industry has been shaped by the race to build stronger batteries, quicker chargers, and cars that can travel longer distances. But now, a new name is being whispered in the corridors of major car companies across the world. Maxwell Chikino, an inventor from Africa whose ideas once sounded more like fiction than fact, is now being quietly discussed inside Tesla, General Motors, and other top EV makers. This time, it's not about a new lithium battery or a faster charging dock. It's about removing the need for charging entirely. At the center of this story is something called RF power technology, a system that can send energy wirelessly through radio frequency waves. Maxwell Chikumbutso, the Zimbabwean creator behind the concept, says he has built vehicles that can power themselves without ever needing to charge. To most people, that sounded impossible, a challenge to physics itself and to the global energy industry. Yet something has shifted in the past couple of years. Suddenly, well-known companies like Tesla, GM, and even Toyota began filing patents that mention wireless resonance power transfer, ambient energy harvesting, and RF-based propulsion. Coincidence? Or could it be that Maxwell's work is quietly shaping what these companies are now developing? Those close to the story say it began at a small tech show in Johannesburg, where a demo of Chikumbutso's self-powered EV left engineers stunned. Witnesses claimed the car kept running nonstop without being plugged in or recharged. Some experts tried to prove it was fake, but no one could explain where its power came from. Not long after, Maxwell disappeared from public view. Around the same time, large automakers began filing patents that shifted attention from battery capacity toward wireless power and RF energy systems. Tesla's internal R&D papers from 2024 mentioned something called a resonant frequency amplification module, which sounded strikingly similar to what Maxwell once spoke about in interviews. GM, meanwhile, was seen forming partnerships with smaller African tech firms to study new sustainable propulsion models. At first, this all seemed like a series of unrelated events. But when you connect the timing, the projects, and the silence around them, the pattern looks suspiciously coordinated. Maxwell Chikumbutso has long been a controversial figure. His company, Scythe Technologies, claimed to have built generators, drones, and vehicles that could generate their own power. Years before, many African countries even had strong EV networks. He showcased a working prototype of a car that didn't need charging. Many dismissed him as a dreamer, a fraud, or just another online illusion. Yet, the same global corporations that ignored him back then now appear to be quietly revisiting his work. Elon Musk once said that energy is the biggest limitation to innovation. If Maxwell's RF energy tech truly works, then Tesla's interest makes sense. A car that powers itself could change transportation forever. No more waiting to recharge, no more charging stations or dependency on grids, just endless, clean energy, anywhere, anytime. It sounds impossible, but so did electric planes 10 years ago. When rumors surfaced that Tesla might have secretly bought patents for ambient energy conversion, the internet exploded. Could Musk be testing a self-powered car inspired by Chikumbutso's model, or was it just smart marketing? Around the same time, GM engineers were reportedly testing RF loop recovery systems, vehicles that could collect electromagnetic radiation and convert it into energy. In simple terms, it's the same idea Maxwell promoted, turning surrounding radio frequencies into usable electricity. In early 2025, a mysterious photo leaked showing a test car at GM's proving grounds in Michigan with an odd antenna on its hood. The caption read only one word, RF. The post was quickly deleted and the account vanished, but not before thousands shared it. If that image was real, it meant Maxwell's impossible dream might be closer than anyone dared believe. Still, official company responses remain cautious. Tesla says it's exploring new energy frontiers. GM says it's committed to sustainable technology. Neither confirmed nor denied anything. And that silence may be the loudest clue of all. Even more curious is Maxwell himself. He's avoided most interviews recently, but he's been seen at tech events in Dubai, Silicon Valley, and Nairobi, meeting investors and government officials. Some sources claim he's already been approached by major car makers to discuss licensing his technology. If that's true, then the question is, who already signed? Some internet researchers believe Tesla and GM have already included parts of Maxwell's design in their next-gen prototypes. Others argue that it's all just coincidence, that RF energy is a hot research topic worldwide, not something Maxwell owns. Still, the timing speaks volumes. The flood of related patents came just after his demonstrations in Africa gained attention. It feels as though the world suddenly noticed something it had ignored for too long. In innovation circles, silence often hides secrets, and secrets mean value. Nobody reveals a breakthrough until they've secured it. If Tesla, GM, or others have indeed built on Maxwell's RF model, that would mean they've found a way to eliminate the need for massive charging networks. That would disrupt the entire energy sector. Imagine a car that never stops for fuel or electricity, true mobility, completely off grid. That's the dream Maxwell described. And maybe it's what these companies are chasing. As the rumors grow, so do the mysteries. Some insiders claim Tesla engineers visited Zimbabwe last year under a quiet research agreement. Locals reported foreign technicians examining Chikumbutso's prototypes under strict non-disclosure deals. If that's true, then a secret collaboration could already be underway. Skeptics, though, insist Tesla would never risk its reputation on unproven tech. They point out that there are no peer-reviewed papers and no clear proof that RF conversion works at such a scale. But remember, most great inventions were once called impossible. Wireless communication was laughed at. Electric cars were mocked. Now both dominate the modern world. And perhaps, once again, history is about to repeat itself. Recently, anonymous leaks have claimed Tesla's secret Texas lab is testing an RF integrated power system based on Chikumbutso's early blueprints. One leak even mentioned a code name, Project Infinity. It supposedly describes a small SUV that runs for weeks without charging, powered entirely by electromagnetic resonance. There are no photos, no documents, just whispers. But all revolutions start with whispers. GM, too, is rumored to be developing a hidden program called Echo Drive, focusing on propulsion systems not based on traditional batteries. Patent records reveal phrases like energy recovery oscillation and self-sustaining charge loops, language that sounds almost identical to Maxwell's own words from past interviews. Maybe it's all deliberate misdirection. Automakers often hide real projects behind vague terminology, but if it's not, the potential is massive. An RF-powered vehicle would make global charging stations obsolete. It would rewrite logistics, reduce mining, and erase range anxiety forever. Some say this idea is nonsense, that it breaks the laws of physics. Others argue it might rely on a new form of ambient electromagnetic energy we don't yet fully understand, similar to Nikola Tesla's early wireless energy experiments. Perhaps Maxwell simply found a way to bring that idea into the 21st century. Patterns seem to support the theory. Several African engineers have quietly moved to the US to work for energy startups reportedly tied to Tesla and GM. Could they have been recruited to develop this technology further? Some reports even suggest Maxwell has already licensed parts of his RF system to multiple automakers, keeping the most important pieces to himself until the right deal appears. Whether it's business strategy, survival instinct, or something bigger, no one knows. The truth is hard to find. Every official question is met with silence. News outlets can't agree either. Some call Maxwell a visionary, others a myth. Yet, myths often protect truths that are too dangerous or disruptive to reveal too soon. What's undeniable is that something has shifted. What people once mocked is now being tested by those same skeptics. Whether or not Maxwell is ever publicly credited, his influence is spreading. Tesla's latest designs mention energy harvesting. GM's prototypes use extended power loops. Toyota has joined a global study on ambient energy flow. The clues are everywhere, even if no one admits it. Perhaps these companies are integrating Maxwell's concepts into modern automotive science. Or perhaps it's all coincidence, blown out of proportion by online theories. But if even one rumor turns out to be true, the entire future of energy could change. In a world desperate for clean, limitless power, a car that fuels itself is an idea too big to ignore. Whether driven by genuine breakthroughs or the pressure to appear innovative, these corporations are chasing that dream. And in doing so, Maxwell has already changed the conversation. Maybe that's his real victory, inspiring the world to think differently. If the whispers are true, Tesla and GM might soon reveal cars with no charging ports at all. If not, Maxwell will remain an enigma, a man whose ideas blurred the line between imagination and invention. Maybe his self-powered EVs are already running in hidden labs, or maybe they're still just stories that challenge our sense of what's possible. Soon, the truth will come out, and when it does, it will either confirm Maxwell as the hidden pioneer of the electric revolution or expose a legend that fooled even experts. Until then, the story lives on in patents, in rumors, in quiet labs around the world. Maybe it's happening right now. Maybe it never did. But one thing feels certain: the future of power has already changed, and the air itself seems to hum with that possibility. Somewhere in Silicon Valley, under the glow of lab lights, silent car might already be running with no wires at all, no plugs, no cords, no limits, just motion, quiet and endless. Inside Tesla's research facility, the lights burn late into the night. Engineers walk through secure hallways holding encrypted tablets, their faces lit by blue light. In the middle of the lab, a covered prototype sits under a white sheet, humming faintly, like it's alive. Some say it has been running for weeks without a recharge. Others claim it's just another hybrid demo made to impress investors. Nobody knows which version is true anymore. Far away in Harare, Maxwell Chikumbutso stands on a balcony watching the city lights below. He knows the world is watching too. He knows something is moving, with or without him. His silence says more than any speech could. Is he guarding a secret or simply watching others rediscover it? Maybe both. Technology often thrives on mystery. Sometimes the true invention is not the device itself, but the belief that it could exist. That belief fuels industries, inspires investors, and reshapes the future. Maxwell's vision that energy can travel freely through the air may be too powerful to stay hidden forever. Perhaps Tesla, GM, and others have already figured it out. Perhaps they're still searching. But one day soon, a car will roll out with no charging port at all. The company will call it self sustaining. The world will call it the future. And quietly, somewhere, Maxwell will know his dream or his legend changed everything. Because sometimes the line between myth and reality isn't in proof, but in belief. And right now, people across the planet are starting to believe. Maybe that's all it takes to change the world.